Praises, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders that great Mostom, and taught us as your Paul True, and Shalom, and bless to the hopeful Lekaki. I wanted to get into the 1637 Pequot Massacre, weigh in on this, origins of Thanksgiving, and do a read-through. Put at that vibration of rebuke and curses upon this fucking day and them that celebrate it. Alright? Indian land for sale. Scope this. Most of us associate the holiday with happy pilgrims and Indians sitting down to a big feast. And that did happen once. The story began in 1614 when a band of English explorers sailed home to England with a ship full of Pequot Indians bound for slavery. They left behind smallpox, which virtually wiped out those who had escaped. By the time the Pilgrims arrived in Massachusetts Bay, they found only one living Pequot Indian, a man named Squanto, who had survived slavery in England and knew their language. He taught them to grow corn and fish and negotiated a peace treaty between the Pilgrims and the Wampanoag Nation. At the end of the first year, the Pilgrims held a great feast honoring Squanto and the Wampanoags. But as the word spread in England about the paradise to be found in the New World, religious zealots called Puritans began arriving by the boatload. Finding no fences around the land, they considered it to be in the public domain. Joined by other British settlers, which is fucking bullshit, right? They knew that this land was occupied. It belonged to the indigenous, all right? The inhabitants that were fucking there, okay? To show you Esau's loopholes and his serpentile mindset, okay? It says, joined by the British settlers, they seized the land, capturing strong young natives for slaves and killing the rest. But the Pequot Nation had not agreed to the peace treaty Squanto had negotiated, and they fought back. The Pequot War was one of the bloodiest Indian wars ever fought. Okay. Because Slovakia. One of the characteristics of the identity of the Israelites is that they would be the most disenfranchised, downtrodden people, the most enslaved and subjugated, robbed, and murdered people on the face of the earth in the history of mankind. All right, that's things that is associated with Israel, and therefore would indicate and show you, reveal the true identity of those people. Okay, you simply have to figure out who are the most disenfranchised, the most raped, robbed, and murdered people in the face of the earth. Okay, and it will tell you because these people were lost. They were discontinued from their heritage, and it talked about them being the lost tribes, that you would know who they were. They were scattered. All right, it's in Daniel 9:12, and he hath confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. Okay? Talks about us being a proverb and a byword. All right? We were considered subhuman, therefore uh, established their justification to do what they've done for this fucking shit. And really, this whole, not only this day, but this whole current society, America, from that fucking moment, this whole place is a commemoration of the destruction of our people, okay? To rub it in our fucking face, to celebrate the fact that we have conquered these fucking people. And we stole everything they have. And guess what? The addition of all of our possessions and our free fucking labor is actually what allowed this place to be thrusted above in the hierarchy of nations, to be the top of the fucking food chain. All right, off of our backs. So this whole place, this little cushy little life in fucking America that these people have is literally off of the backs of the Israelites. All right, and they're turning up and celebrating and giving thanks to the lives that they have here, the opulent little lifestyles that they have. That was off of this. Okay. In 1637, near present-day Groton, Connecticut, over 700 men, women, and children of the Pequot tribe had gathered for their annual Green Corn Festival, which is our Thanksgiving celebration. In the pre-dawn hours, the sleeping Indians were surrounded by English and Dutch mercenaries who ordered them to come outside. Those who came out were shot or clubbed to death, while the terrified women and children who huddled inside the longhouse were burned alive. The next day, the governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony declared a day of Thanksgiving because 700 unarmed men, women, and children had been murdered. All right? Cheered by their victory, the brave colonists and their Indian allies attacked village after village. Women and children over 14 were sold into slavery while the rest were murdered. Boats loaded with as many as 500 slaves regularly left the ports of New England. Bounties were paid for Indian scalps to encourage as many deaths as possible. Okay? So you understand the specter. All right? Let's get that. The dark, looming spirit that is above this place, that is within the very fabric and the fibers of America. All right? Spectre definition is a ghost or something widely feared as a possible or unpleasant, dangerous occurrence. All right, so it's likened into a dark spirit that's over this fucking place, man.
Because all of the death and the bloodshed of presumably innocent lives, but we know that these tribes were getting judgment exacted upon them from the Heavenly Father. All right, but as it pertains to the laws of engagement, they didn't do anything to provoke this from the aggressors, Esau, Edom. All right, so according to the laws of engagement, this was off. Okay, they had no fucking right to do this, even though the Most High used them. So when you understand that, Esau, Edom, the people who've committed these fucking atrocities, they're going to pay. All right, especially considering that this man fucking went overboard. And let's get that. Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. All right, this motherfucker went overboard. This is the worst atrocities known to man. Okay, because there's an audible way that you can put people down, not burning people alive and within a dwelling place. all right, or some of the other shit that you're gonna hear that they did. It said that they cheered by their victory. The brave colonists and their Indian allies attacked village after village. We went into this, right? Women and children over 14 were sold into slavery while the rest were murdered. Boats loaded with as many as 500 slaves regularly left the ports of New England. Bounties were paid for Indian scalps. Yep, we went into that. But look at that. There was also a slave trade that was going down. Okay, of Israelites being shipped over. So that's the scattering, right? That's more adding to the scattering of our people, following an especially a successful raid against the Pequot in what was now is now Stamford, Connecticut. See, so all these places and where these Edomites they're in affluent, what they call affluent neighborhoods. All right, all across America, they're all fucking guilty and bloodstained, man. All got it from ill-gotten gains. Because what did they do? They raided their gold and their precious commodities, right? And then they got slave labor off of them, which is an endless enterprise. Because you have now their children and their seeds, and there's this. Not only do you have us in his hands in mental captivity and physical, when you go into the adhesion contracts, fucking caps diminutio maxima, your name and caps your fucking corporation. The maximum diminishing of status, that's what that goes into, meaning you're a fucking an object, a product that they're cashing out on, right? But just going into how here in America and in other lands they have Jake still in actual fucking captivity, all right, held against their will in one of Esau's compounds, all right. A lot of them have old plantations and shit like that with niggas still trapped, or Native Americans, right, or some of the other tribes that are held. A lot of Issachar you hear like this. You have Edomites and Edomite in fucking in the Bay Area uh, that got caught with like fucking six Issacarite slaves that were being held there against their will and forced to fucking work, right? And be fucking servants for an Edomite family. You have that still going on across this planet, man. Okay? It says, the churches announced a second day of Thanksgiving to celebrate victory over the heathen savages. During the feasting, the hacked off heads of natives were kicked through the streets like soccer balls. Even the friendly Wampanoag did not escape the madness. Their chief was beheaded and his head impaled on a pole in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where it remained on display for 24 years. The killings became more and more frenzied, with days of Thanksgiving feasts being held after each successful massacre. George Washington finally suggested that only one day of Thanksgiving per year be set aside instead of celebrating each and every massacre. Later, Abraham Lincoln decreed Thanksgiving Day to be a legal national holiday during the Civil War. On the same day, he ordered troops to march against the starving Sioux in Minnesota. All right, so this place is fucking guilty of rape, robbery, and murder, and the worst atrocities known to mankind. All right, and according to, of course, the ultimate law book, the scriptures, but even according to this man's fucking law, he's supposed to yield all that he is taken. All right, and he's going to. All right, the Most High is gonna fucking going to extract it from him. All right. This is in Job 20 and 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. All right. All the fucking precious commodities and the resources, the free labor, and then the actual fucking substance. All right. Well, that's what precious commodities are: gold, rubies, jewels. Right. Most High is gonna cast them out of his fucking belly violently. All right. This story doesn't have quite the same fuzzy feelings associated with it as the one where the Indians and pilgrims are all sitting down together at the big feast, but we need to learn our true history so it won't ever be repeated. Next Thanksgiving, when you gather with your loved ones to thank God for all your blessings, think about those people who only wanted to live their lives and raise their families. They also took time out to say thank you to the Creator for all their blessings. Okay, this was by uh, an Edomite. This is an Edomite, Susan Bates from fucking the UK, who brought this out. All right, this is a attack on the Pequot Fort, right, where they razed our shit to the ground, man. See, that's um what Esau Edom gives thanks for, that we conquered this people. All right, that we have them under our fucking foot. All right, that's what this fucking day is about. The commemoration of our destruction. And what do you think all of America is about? Is about maintaining that. They talk about fucking defending the founding fathers' honor, all this America First bullshit. There, a lot of these people who are trying to hold on to this place and keep it going. They talk about defending the honor of the founding fathers, that they were honorable, noble men, right, of integrity and fucking righteousness, when it couldn't be farther from reality. All right. This is in Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Okay. Esau Edom, he gives thanks to his God, because let's be real, he ain't thanking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. Okay. He can't utter the name. So he gives thanks to the spiritual demon Satan, which is under the fucking the rule of the Most High any fucking way, right? Which shows you, just goes to show you how the Most High has it all set up for these devils in the in the negative. All right, he has it set up for them to be fucking destroyed ultimately, right? But this is what they give thanks for, right? They say uh, they think that they have a divine right to this. Would they say manifest destiny to do what they've done, and now to have what they have, which is, even though America's on its way out, it still is one of the power players of the planet. Okay, going into that fucking Wolfowitz doctrine, that still stands. This nigga going around policing the earth, right? Declaring himself as the major superpower after the Cold War. That hasn't fucking changed, even though in other uh, socioeconomic aspects he's going down, right? This place is still on its fucking high horse, all right, and it's all off of the backs and off of the slaying of our people. the slaughter of the tribes of Israel, all 12. All right. This is in Ezekiel 35 and 10, because thou hast said, these two nations and these two countries shall be mine, and we will possess it, whereas Yahweh was there. Right? And that's what Esau is going into Mount Seir, Esau, Edom. All right. All right. It says, Ezekiel 35 and 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children. Right? Yeah, we just went into that. It says, therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh, power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it that passeth, him that passeth out, and him that returneth. All right. I will make thee, I will fill his mountains with his slain men in thy hills and in thy valleys, and all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So it's heavy because not only do you have the specter, the the specter of the dead bodies, right? All the death and the bloodshed, all the fucking corpses of all we know. The spirits aren't in there anymore, but still you have a dark looming spirit of death and bloodshed that's within this place, right? Because of all the slain Israelites. But then you also have a specter of nuclear holocaust. Like it said, a specter is also something that's widely feared as an unpleasant event, right? And then it said, i.e., the nuclear holocaust. Not only do you have the specter of the corpses of all the Israelites that were murdered here in America, but you also have the specter of this place being burned with thermonuclear fire. All right, the judgment that is beset for the great Babylon, the weapons of indignation that are going to come down upon Idumea. Okay, the perpetual desolations that this place is going to become because you held fast the children of Israel. All right. So with that, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kadash. All right. May He continue to usher in this destruction and bring us closer into the second death, right? And the salvation of the elect. Lord will, we are part of that number. Shalom.